Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, kindly subscribe to join this family. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to crochet this beautiful heart themed granny square. To begin, make a magic ring. This is how I make a magic ring. I take these two fingers of my left hand, wrap this yarn around the two fingers, hold where they are meeting, take my crochet hook, pick this yarn from below the hook, take off one finger, hold this yarn this way and hold here below the crochet hook so that I take off the other finger. Then I'm going to hold below the crochet hook, chain one and fasten to secure this loop, so that way I have made a magic loop or a magic ring. To begin working, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. So yarn over, go through the magic ring, draw a loop. When you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, you have 2 remaining, yarn over, pull through the 2. That is how to make a double crochet. So make the third double crochet. After making 3 double crochets, we are going to make our first corner. So to make a corner, chain 1, 2, yarn over, make 3 more double crochets in the magic ring. This is one double crochet. Yarn over, make the second double crochet. Yarn over, make the third double crochet. So we have made our first corner. This chain space is a corner. To make the second corner, chain 2, yarn over, make 3 double crochets in the magic ring. This is one double crochet. Make the second double crochet, make the third double crochet. So we have made 2 corners. To make the third corner, chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over, make 3 double crochets in the magic ring. This is one, yarn over, make the second one, yarn over, make the third double crochet. So far we have 3 corners. These 3 chain spaces are 3 corners. To make the fourth corner, chain 2, then we are going to pull this loose yarn from the magic ring, but don't close the magic ring completely. Then this chain 3 we made when you were beginning the row, at the top, at the third chain, go through the 2 loops of this chain, draw a loop and slip stitch. So row 1 is done and we have 4 corners. To begin row 2, you are going to slip stitch until you get to the next corner. So slip stitch until you get to the next chain space, which is a corner. When you get to this corner, to begin row 2, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. Yarn over, make the second double crochet in the same chain space, which is a corner. Yarn over, make the third double crochet in the same corner. Then because this is a corner, we are going to maintain it. So chain 2, yarn over, make 3 more double crochets in this chain space. So this is one. Make the second double crochet, make the third double crochet, and that is how we are going to work in all the 4 corners. You make 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in the same corner, you chain 1, move to the next corner and do the same. So you are going to make 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. This is the second double crochet. Make the third double crochet. After making 3, chain 2 and make 3 more double crochets here. This is 1. Make the second, and the third double crochet. So we have made 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 1, move to the next corner and do the same. You make 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in the remaining corners. That is how you are going to work. So make 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. After that, you chain 1 before moving to the next chain space, which is a corner. And when you get to this chain space, this corner, make 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So row 2 is done. To complete it, at the top of this chain 3 we made, go at the top and make 1 single crochet. After that, you are run through this chain space, draw a loop and make a single crochet, then chain 2. So this will serve as our first double crochet. Yarn over, make 2 more double crochets here to make them 3. So this is the second double crochet. Make the third double crochet. This is not a corner, this chain space, so you make only 3 double crochets. You chain 1 for you to move to the next chain space, and because this is a corner, we work the same way we were working the corners. You make 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So this is the second double crochet. Make the third double crochet. After making 3 double crochets, you chain 2, 1, 2, and make 3 more double crochets in the same chain space. And that is how you are going to work all the corners you have. So this is 2 double crochets and 3 double crochets. That is how we will be working in all the corners. After working this corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. You chain 1 for you to move to the next chain space. And because this next chain space I'm going to use this different color, this blue yarn, I'm going to use this blue color to use it in chaining 1 this way. Then I will tie the loose end of this blue yarn to the yarn I have been working with to secure it. After that, you are going to use this blue yarn to make 3 double crochets in this chain space and go along with this yarn we were working with previously. So here, make 3 double crochets. This is not a corner, that is why we are making only 3 double crochets. I have made 2 double crochets. Make the third double crochet. Then the next chain space is a corner, and I'm going to work using the first color I was using. So I will chain 1 using the pink color, and remember to go along with this blue yarn over. In the corner, we work the same, making 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, the way we have been working the corners. After working the corner, you chain 1, go to the next chain space, and because it is not a corner, you make only 3 double crochets in the same chain space. After that, you chain 1 for you to move to the next chain space, and because in the next chain space I'm using this blue color, so I will use it to chain 1 this way. And remember to go along with this yarn you are not using, and in the corner you make 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. We repeat that in all corners. Then I will use this pink color to chain 1 for me to move to the next chain space, and this next chain space make 3 double crochets in the same chain space. This is not a corner, so make only 3, and remember to go along with the yarn you are not using. Then because in the next corner I'll use the blue yarn, I'll chain 1 using this blue yarn, then go to the corner. Remember to go along with the pink yarn. In the corner space, we repeat making 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in the same corner space. After that, this row is done. Now you are going to make a single crochet at the top of the chain 3 we made when beginning this row. So you go through at the top, pull a loop. When you have 2 loops, make a single crochet. Remember to go along with this other yarn you are not using. Go through the chain space, draw a loop and make a single crochet, chain 2, and this will serve as our first double crochet. So go through the same chain space, make 2 more double crochets so that we have 3 here. I'm making the third one that way. After that, you chain 1, but because the next chain space I'm using the pink yarn, I'm going to use this pink yarn to chain 1 that way. Go along with the blue yarn, go to the next chain space, and because it is not a corner, you make only 3 double crochets in the same chain space. After making 3 double crochets in this chain space, you chain 1 and go to the next chain space, but because the next chain space I'm using this blue yarn, so I will use this blue yarn to chain 1. Carry the pink yarn along, go to the next chain space, and because it is a corner, you work it the same way we work corners. You make 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in the same corner space. After working in this corner, the next 2 chain spaces are not corners, so you chain 1, go to the next chain space, make 3 double crochets, chain 1, go to the next one, work 3 double crochets, chain 1, go to the corner space and work the same way we have worked this other corner. I'll meet you at the corner. So I worked 3 double crochets and here 3 double crochets. At the corner I have worked 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. I'm supposed to chain 1 for me to move to the next chain space, but because the next one I'm using this pink yarn, I will use this pink yarn to chain 1 that way. Remember to be going along with the yarn you are not using. So go to the next chain space, and because this is not a corner, you are going to work only 3 double crochets this way. Then the next chain space, I'm supposed to chain 1 before going there, and because I'm going to use the blue yarn, so I will drop this pink yarn, use this blue yarn to chain 1 this way, go along with the pink yarn, then make 3 double crochets in the same chain space. This is not a corner, so only make 3. After that, we are done making this heart, so we will use the blue color only onwards. So at this point, I will cut this pink yarn because I'm not going to use it. Then you chain 1, move to the next chain space, and because it is a corner, you make 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochet in the same corner space. Then chain 1, move to the next chain space. If it's not a corner, you make only 3 double crochets. You chain 1, move to the next one, make 3 double crochets, chain 1, move to the next one, and because it is a corner, you make 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. I will meet you at the other corner. So when we get to this corner, after working on your corner 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, go through the chain we make when beginning the row at the top, both of the 2 loops, draw a loop and make a single crochet. Then to begin the next row, you go through this chain space, draw a loop. When you have 2, draw through the 2, you chain 2, and this serves as our first double crochet. So make 2 more here so that we have 3 in this chain space. So I have made 2, this is the third. After that, to move to the next chain space, you chain 1, go to the next chain space, and because it is not a corner, you make 3 double crochets only in the same chain space. You chain 1, move to the next chain space, and because it is not a corner, you make 3 double crochets only. Then you chain 1, move to the corner, and in the corner you make 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Any other chain space that is not a corner, you make only 3 double crochets. So continue working that way, and you can repeat these rows as many of them as you want until you have a big square if you want a big one. Then when you are done, after working and you are done working, you slip stitch at the top of the chain 3 we make when beginning so as to finish. Then after slip stitching, you chain 1 and cut. Then if you have any visible yarns from the right side of this granny square, you take them to the back side of this granny square so that they are not visible from the right side of this granny square. This color changing, we were changing across the row so that this granny square looks perfect. Then these loose yarns, you go through these loops at the back of this granny square. Take these loose yarns through these loops. You go through these loops and weave in these loose yarns this way. After weaving in, you cut the excess. So go ahead and weave in all your loose ends. This is how it looks after weaving in all the loose ends. So this is the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching. If this was helpful, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave a comment, share, like, then I will see you in my next tutorial.